everybody, it's Miss Hailey with the Upson and Lamar Extension Office as well as the Georgia Cattlewomen's Association, and today is National Ag Literacy Day. So what we're going to do is we're going to read you a book to help celebrate Georgia Ag Awareness Month. The book that we're going to read is called Sarah's Favorite Heifer by Rachel Cutrer and Kimber Robinson. To a young girl named Sarah, showing cattle was the best thing in the whole world. Some of her friends at school liked softball, dance, swimming, or cheer, but Sarah loved 4-H. She started showing heifers, then showed a pig, and loves going to shows all across the United States. Currently, Sarah has Brahman and Shorthorn heifers in her barn. Sarah raises her Brahma heifers right there on her family's ranch, but she buys her Shorthorns from other farms around the country. Sarah has 3 Shorthorns, Prima Bella, Delilah, and Roan Princess. She gave them all lots of love, but at night, when Sarah was back at home and her heifers were in the barn, they would talk amongst themselves about who was Sarah's favorite. Prima Bella was very famous. Even her name meant beauty. Her hair was dark red, but there were tiny flecks of white in it that almost looked like stardust. She was born at a great farm in Indiana. She had a royal pedigree, and she also had a sister that was a very famous show heifer for a boy named Robbie in Illinois. Prima Bella cost a lot of money, and she had already won grand champion at Denver and Louisville. She was hot stuff. Delilah was the youngest heifer, and she came from the biggest and best Shorthorn ranch in Texas. She also cost a lot of money. Sarah's parents saved for 2 whole years to buy Delilah in a big, fancy cattle sale called the Lone Star Edition. Delilah was solid red and had the sweetest face you ever saw. Roan Princess was the middle heifer. She was born on a small but good farm in Wisconsin. She sold in a very small sale. In fact, nobody even really noticed Roan Princess. She was one of the lowest priced heifers. But Sarah's dad had a friend who saw Roan Princess and said she was really good. Sarah's dad trusted his friend, so he bought Roan Princess. It was summer, and Sarah was preparing for Shorthorn Junior Nationals. It was the biggest show of the year. Sarah and her family would travel clear across the United States to the state of Michigan for the show. They were spending the whole summer working in the barn. Every night, Sarah would love on Prima Bella, who had the first pen in the barn. Sarah would spend hours working with her. Before she turned her out at night, Sarah would just scratch and scratch Prima Bella behind the ears. She loved it. And each night after Sarah left, Prima Bella would say to the other heifers, "I am the best heifer in this barn. See how Sarah scratches my ears for 15 minutes? I am Sarah's favorite." But Sarah also liked Delilah. Delilah loved to eat leaves from pecan trees on the ranch. So every day Sarah would reach tall up into the trees and grab a few branches for Delilah as a treat. As soon as Sarah would walk out of the barn, Delilah would say to the other heifers, "I am Sarah's favorite. I am the only heifer in this barn who gets pecan tree leaves for dessert." Roan Princess. Well, she got left out a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, she still had a great life. She got good feed, had a clean stall, but while Prima Bella and Delilah got their hair washed and blowed dry every day, Roan Princess got hers done maybe every 3 days. Sarah practiced setting her up every day, but only for about 5 minutes. But every night, Roan Princess would tell herself, "I may not be Sarah's favorite, but I believe in myself. I know I can be a champion one day." Well, the days of summer passed by, and soon enough it was time to pack up the trailer and head to the National Junior Shorthorn Show. Everyone was very excited for this show because the judge of the show was a professor from Michigan State named Dr. Ritchie, who was the smartest and best judge of the cattle in the world. He would certainly find the best animals at the show. First up to show was Delilah, since she was the baby. All of the fitters in Sarah's family worked and worked on her and got her perfectly ready for the show. Delilah did great. She won her class. Next up was Prima Bella, and boy, was she ready. A lot of people at the show thought Prima Bella was the heifer who would win the whole show, since she had already won Denver and Louisville. The best fitters clipped on Prima Bella for hours. It would be a hard class to win because Prima Bella's sister from Illinois was also there, shown by Robbie. The pressure was on. Prima Bella won the class and her sister got second. The sisters also won division champion and reserve, and it looked like they might be on their way to be champions of the entire show. Last up, the only heifer left to show was Roan Princess. Everyone had been so busy getting Delilah and Prima Bella ready that they forgot to fit her for the show. One of their friends just rushed and got ready back at the stalls. Sarah quickly switched her show number and grabbed Roan Princess and took her to the class. As soon as the judge saw Roan Princess, he couldn't take his eyes off of her. She immediately won her class. Then, in the division championship, he picked Roan Princess right away. Now, Sarah was in a real bind. She had Prima Bella in the champion drive, and she also had Roan Princess. Who would she show? Her family had a quick meeting. They decided it was up to Sarah to pick her favorite, and Sarah's little sister Sadie would show whichever heifer Sarah didn't pick. With only a split second before the grand champion drive, Sarah thought about what the judge had said about her two heifers in both of their classes. Then she made up her mind. She grabbed Roan Princess and said, "Let's go, Roan Princess, let's go win this." The judge looked at Sadie and Prima Bella. He looked at Sarah and Roan Princess. In his speech, he said that through his life of judging, he had seen many wonderful animals. But today, there was one heifer who was the best of the best, and it was Roan Princess. Sarah and her family were so happy they could not believe it. Here they were, all the way from Texas, and they had won grand champion at the biggest shorthorn show in the whole country, with the heifer they least expected, Roan Princess. That night, Sarah gave Roan Princess the first spot in the stalls, an extra flake of hay, a little extra scratch behind the ears, and she promised Roan Princess a big special pecan leaf as soon as they got home. After Sarah's family left the barn, Roan Princess looked up at the champion banner above her stall, and she said to the other heifers, "I may not have been the most famous, I may not have cost the most money, but today I am the best shorthorn heifer in the whole United States of America." And just like the heifers, always remember, it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what other people say about you, Just like Roan Princess, you can be a star if you believe in yourself, never give up, and work hard to make your dreams come true. And that is the story of Sarah and her favorite heifer. I hope you enjoyed, and happy Ag Literacy Day.